Measures Marketing Director at InsideUp, a demand generation company based in San Diego. And I'm interviewing marketing executives at top technology companies as part of our Thought Leadership series. Today, I'm talking with Rico Andrade, and he's the VP of Marketing at Celigo. Welcome, Rico.
Thank you for having me.
A little bit about Celigo and what you do.
So we're an iPaaS, an integration platform as a service. And what an iPaaS does is, if you think about in every organization today, they use dozens, if not hundreds, usually hundreds of different applications, whether it be a CRM, an ERP, HCM tool, marketing automation, just think of how many different applications you use within an organization.
Oh.
And the challenge that happens is that, as you grow and as you have more applications and everyone is choosing their own solutions, that all these applications, they generate data and they need data, from each other. And usually, what happens is that you start manually entering data from system to system, in multiple systems. You start managing things via spreadsheets. There's a lot of emails that go back and forth. And that's not scalable, especially when you're dealing with things such as that may have revenue impact. Like if you're an e-commerce company and you need to get orders fulfilled, the last thing you want to do is take an order from the web and manually enter into the accounting system and then send it out to the fulfillment center. And so it happens to be a really hot space right now because, it has been for a year, with the adoption of more and more cloud applications. Integration is a key component of any automation strategy. And so the iPaaS space has really been growing. We've seen tremendous growth these last few years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you just moved offices. We were talking about your nice view out the window. So
we are on the beautiful Redwood Shores, California. Our office that we moved just 2 weeks ago.
Wow, nice. So, can you speak to any specific strategies that you've used that have found to be most effective to generate revenue when every budget dollar counts?
So for us, the economic times have been, that's been the shift in the messaging is that, making sure that, yes, we are hearing that everyone is cost cutting, everyone is limiting their budget, but making sure that we're speaking to the fact that, hey, this isn't just, this is an investment that you need to make, because not only is it going to help you in the short term, perhaps save a few, headcount or something like that, but mainly because what you're doing is doing an investment in the future. So because you're going to be able to do certain things now, it's going to help you through these times. But then by the time you get to the other end, and the economy is back into a different, a more positive cycle, that you've now worked on your infrastructure and you've looked internally and you've built to be able to be more competitive and come out ahead of your competitors and do more on the other side. So that's something that's been really helpful, is not focus as much on the negative message, but more on the positive of, hey, here's the investment for the long term.
What strategies or technologies do you see emerging that have the potential to be helpful in driving revenue growth in coming years?
It's almost becoming ubiquitous that companies now have an integration platform, and I think that's going to become more and more common. People, when you describe your tech stack, what do you use? Oh, we use Salesforce. We use, HubSpot for marketing automation. We might use, build our product on AWS. We have our site on WordPress, and we have an iPaaS, and hopefully that would be Celigo for most people. But
right. Yeah.
It is a big growing market.
Another common problem is balancing the need for long and short-term revenue. Mm-hmm. And what's called longer-term branding initiatives and versus the more immediate gains. So what strategies have you found to be successful in striking that balance?
I think that really depends on company to company. Generally speaking, at least for us, it's it gets kind of mathematical, really. I mean, it's a simple, subtraction here, right? In terms of, you have a certain run rate that you want to last for a certain amount of time. And then, you have certain revenue that you need to generate. And that if you generate more revenue, you have more to spend. If you generate less, you have to, spend less and things like that. So, but in general, for us, I mean, it's, one of the things that we have done is really doubled down on what I would call more mid-funnel activities, so instead of, because at least specifically for us, we know that the market, people are focusing on technology projects and automation projects. Mm-hmm. And so what we've done is essentially shift, a lot of our, digital spend, digital programs towards things that are going to capture folks who are more likely, to be in a buying cycle and, within the context of an automation project or even looking for an iPaaS specifically. It's actually worked really well because, I mean, you do want to always approach, that market who's showing, like a more of a propensity to buy. But for us, that's meant more investments in intent technologies and, lead scoring tools, in just the type of digital ads that we do, hyper focused, hyper targeted in some cases, and specific keywords that indicate getting whatever might be a hint that they might be on a buying cycle, and less of the broader educational introductory content, which I mean, that it will go back up. We're just kind of doubling down, and optimizing on that mid funnel, and then circle back to the levels that we were shortly.
How do you measure the success of your different marketing initiatives? And what metrics do you consider to be the most important in evaluating the performance? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for us, it's pretty simple. I think that sales and marketing are basically two sides of the same coin, and they have to just work extremely well together. I've been in organizations where sales and marketing point fingers at each other, and that doesn't work. And so I think all of us, I feel very lucky that I'm in an organization that marketing is measured in pipeline. There needs to be dollars associated to the programs. They need to convert into revenue because that's the whole point of why you're there in the first place. So that's the primary thing. And the way that we've organized, we have, we call them growth managers who work with product marketing to build the programs that are going to drive, specific strategic initiatives. But then we have what we call segment managers who are specifically aligned with each sales leader who has who's measured on the pipeline that they're generating into that sales segment based off of the programs that the growth marketing creates, plus supplemental programs that might be very specific to the sales segment.
Any other thing that stands out to you in general that marketing lessons that you could share?
I think one of the things that really shifted in the pandemic that has been interesting to me is that, I'm in Silicon Valley and, really been used to everyone being in the same room at the same time. And so whenever you interview, there's a certain pool that you're limited in terms of, because you're geographically, in one place. Mm-hmm. But I think there's really been kind of an explosion of possibilities because, we've moved to remote work. And even though we have we have Celigo, we're lucky that we have this beautiful waterfront office in the Redwood Shores, that, the majority of the team is distributed. And so you're getting the best talent wherever they may be.
I so appreciate you sharing all of your insights and being on our podcast today. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you, and the best to you and your new endeavor, your new location, and wish you best of success.
Supercharge your sales pipeline with InsideUp. With our InCapture platform driven by predictive AI and our expert team, We deliver pipeline to spend ratios exceeding 7x. Let us be your partner in achieving rapid pipeline growth. Visit www.insideup.com. Let us meet to schedule a meeting.